As a YC-backed founder, I'm always on the search for the next productivity tool, and Comet may just be the best one I've found yet. I'm about to show you all the ways that I use it in my professional workflows as a founder, as well as some of the ways I'm able to incorporate it into my personal life. Let's get right into it. All right, let's jump in and look at this first example. So as we can see here, this is looking at FinCon. This is a conference we're going to later. See the agenda here. It's quite full. There's quite a lot of events here. And to be honest with you, it's not something I have all the time for. So I'm going to go ahead and ask Comet here. I'm going to ask it to pull the agenda from this page, help make a 3-day plan specifically for me as a founder of a creator company, and add this agenda directly over to my Google Calendar. Now let's jump forward so we don't have to wait, and let's see what happens. I want to jump in and show you something really quickly that happened as I was going through it. So as I was waiting for the prompt to finish, it actually went ahead and created a UI for me to accept or skip over some of these calendar events. That's something really cool, and I've seen Gemini do it in ChatGPT, but I actually haven't seen Comet do this over here on the assistant page. So as you can see here, I can basically review some of these events, click schedule, or go ahead and skip them if I don't want them. It's really cool to be able to do this because, again, it's not just going to go ahead and make all the tasks, but it's actually kind of optimizing the way it's going through my workflow for itself, as well as for me to not go ahead and clutter and basically go back and fix some of these steps. See, it's gone ahead and actually made all these events for me. It's giving me that final prompt. I'm just looking it over, reviewing it, making sure that it did all of the events that I wanted to. We can click in, see more examples here, but I'm actually going to go ahead and click into my calendar, make sure that it actually worked. And there we go. We have all the events in there, all invited for the correct timing. This is really great. It's put in some of these details as well in the description, as well as the location. Gone ahead and invited me. This is awesome. Exactly what I was looking for. Hiring is something that's really important for startups. So I'm going ahead and showing you a quick shortcut that I use to actually help source some of our talent. So when looking here on LinkedIn, really the best way to go through it is see your network, the people you already know. But this is something that can take me a lot of time. I have to go ahead and look at the filters and then look through all of them. And I'm connected with a lot of people, so it's something that can take a lot of time. So something that's even easier for me is going ahead and using Comet. So I'm going ahead and typing in, find me 5 people that I'm connected with on LinkedIn who have at least 1 year of software engineering experience. It's going to go ahead and do this for me fully. This is really great because, again, I can tab over, be working on something else instead of just sitting through here, scrolling through LinkedIn, trying to find the correct candidate. Perfect, and it's done. We can see here on the sidebar, it's gone ahead and pulled out 5 names for me, giving me some quick high-level synopsis. It prioritized location, being San Francisco, gave me what their current role is, and I can go ahead and click right into it to be able to see the information to verify the profile. Yes, I'm connected with her, and yep, she has over 1 year experience. This is perfect, exactly what I was looking for. This is an example that looks a little bit different, but jumping in here, this is what the new tab for Comet looks like when you create a new tab. As you can see here, I have 2 previously open tabs, one for Collective, one for Cookie Finance, 2 of our competitors. I'm actually going ahead and type those in directly in the prompt for them to get referred to as Perplexity does its searching. So I typed in, look at the price for first tab, and then look at the price for second tab. Extract those tier prices and tell me any notable caveats. This is really helpful for someone who has a lot of tabs open. I'm someone who usually does. And it allows me to kind of focus Perplexity into looking specifically there rather than something that may be a little bit different or have a shared name. As you can see here, it's gone ahead and gave it to me. I can go ahead and click directly on the site and it'll bring me back to those tabs. This is a little bit of a different example, but something that you should know of. I know Dia has a similar feature set, but this is really helpful for me as someone who has a lot of tabs. Okay, let's jump in and actually look at another example that I think a lot of you would like. So the DMV is something that no one likes having to go through. I recently just moved from Massachusetts to California, so I have to go ahead and switch over my car registration, which I'm not excited to do. So let's go ahead and ask Comet to do it. So I'm going to ask it to provide me detailed instructions for how to do this. Look on the website, navigate to the appropriate page where I can go ahead and make an appointment. So the great thing about this is it can help you find resources which can be hidden on a page like this, or just overall pages that aren't the most intuitive. It's going to be really helpful to do that. And again, this is something I can run in the background. But let's actually stick through this for a second here so you can see it in problem solving. It's going ahead, and you can see kind of on the right here, it's showing you its logic, and you can see it clicking and basically experimenting, doing trial and error with some of these clicks. So it's going through different boxes, seeing if it's the right information's on this page. If it's not, navigating back to that. So that's really the great thing about Comet, is that it doesn't get stuck easily. It's a really great problem solver, and it's going to go ahead and try to find exactly what it's looking for, and it doesn't really stop until it does. Navigated me right here to the scheduling page. Again, this has probably taken, a couple minutes in the background, but it's something that I didn't have to dig through myself. I can imagine using it for a lot more government sites like this, things that you just don't really want to navigate yourself. I don't know about you, but when I look at new products, I always want to be looking at the reviews on YouTube to be able to see whether this is a product that's actually worthwhile for me to purchase or not. I just can't trust those review buttons on websites, so this is a great use case for Comet. Instead of me looking at YouTube and trying to find these directly afterwards, trying to find a new tab, remembering what the product is, I can go ahead and do it right from the screen. So I opened up Assistant, told it the 2 cameras I was going to look at, told me, hey, give me some high-level synopsis, as well as give me 2 video links for it. So it's gone ahead and done that super quickly, as you can see here in the time that I've even introduced this prompt to you. Now, it was supposed to open those tabs for me. It actually didn't. And I wanted to keep this in the video just so you could see. Sometimes it has hiccups, but those hiccups are pretty easily correctable. As you can see here, the video opened up well. It's one that has a good amount of views, so it's not one that's just random. The second one opens up as well. You can see here, great, opened up, good amount of views, and it's talking about the right camera. This is exactly what I'm looking for. It makes it really easy for me to be able to look through my reviews, and decided to keep it in even though we had a little bit of a glitch there at the end. Another thing Comet's really great at is being your shopping assistant. Now, if you're like me and have a crippling Amazon addiction, it's hard to stay under budget. This is where Comet can actually come in and be your budget assistant. So we can see here we put in finding me a mic, light, tripod, camera, all for under $500. Now, this is something that I know I personally would struggle with, but Comet's going to go ahead and do this. The other really cool thing about it is actually going to go ahead and look for the ones that are the best reviewed. So it's found some outside of Amazon. It's found some on YouTube, as you can see here, for best microphones. So it's watched some YouTube videos, read some Reddit threads, read an article on PC Magazine, and it's going to go ahead and find those specific items right here on Amazon. Now, this is incredibly impressive. It's not just looking at the first one, but it's looking at the ones that are very highly rated, but are more budget conscious. It's going to go ahead and add them. As you can see here, it's gone ahead and put in the mic. Now it's going to go and search fresh for all the various ones. Let's jump forward and kind of go through when it finishes up adding them to the cart. Perfect. We can see here it's just wrapping up, put in the final item. The blue hue is still there, so we're seeing that it's still working its magic. Gone ahead and given me a synopsis here, told me the total for all 4 items would be 252. Now let's go check its math. I'm going to go ahead and click on the cart here to actually verify whether this is all true. And we can see here, we scroll down. Yep, these are all the items I wanted, and perfect. It is under $500, 252. Also gave me some of those reviews right there on the right-hand side, so I can verify those myself. Now, Comet can be really good when we're looking at trip planning, being able to add those things. We're going to be going on a trip for Beluga Labs, an offsite in Austin, where I used to live, and I want some help with it. I don't want to have to sit here and try to find the best Airbnb specifically for those dates, so I've given it my criteria. Looking for an Airbnb in Austin for 8 people, preferably close to South Congress area. This should be around for a 3-night stay. Now we can see it was having some issues in the beginning. It actually was trying to navigate to some page that wasn't available, but powered through, was able to get to the right course. Again, this is just one of those other really cool things of Comet. I wanted to leave it in the video to show you that sometimes it will run into issues, but it's a problem solver. It's not just going to stop and walk away or give you a prompt that says, hey, I can't continue, what should I do? But it's going to try all things until all options are exhausted, and then, report a failure or hopefully keep going like mine was able to do. Now let's jump forward. I'll put in a timestamp again, how long this took, and we can see the final results here. I want to jump in the middle here and show you something interesting that Comet was actually doing while I was seeing here. We can see it's gone ahead and actually taken some creative liberties for me. It's taken that it wants to be looking for a pool on property. It wants to be looking for a barbecue grill. It wants free parking, and wants a hot tub. I mean, those all sound great to me. Those are things that I probably would have wanted myself. They're not necessarily things that I had chosen from the get-go or put in my prompt, but it is cool when Comet will take some of these creative liberties and add these things directly on here. So you can see it's kind of filtered out a lot more. It's going to go ahead and select the final ones, clicks in fully to get the final price for all the fees, be able to do the check-in, checkout, make sure that it's actually available, again, with all the guests. Really cool on the right-hand side, you can see that it's actually going ahead and thinking through this and examining some of them. So it's going to go ahead and pick out some of them and be able to give them on the list here. Now, I can imagine this is something that can be used for much more complex trips as well. Think of things where you're booking in a different language that you may not know, or you're just navigating a website for a hotel that's not the friendliest to look at. I know for me, it's more around the location, the destination, rather than the exact venue. So this is something that I would personally trust an assistant with. But even if you don't want those full, go ahead and book it for me, you could tell it to stop at all booking pages and it'll go ahead and pause there so you can give kind of the final okay, or let me go relook at. So it's really cool because you're able to go really deep or stay shallow. Now that it's finished up, we can see here on the right, it's gone ahead and given us 2 properties, given me some details around them, the amenities they have, whether they're dog friendly, and the prices. All right, this is more of a fun use case. It's not something that's required at all for my job, but something that I like to do is look up clips that I remember laughing at for a while. So we can see here in YouTube, I want to look up a clip for the Basement Yard, one where they're talking about their favorite Pop-Tart flavor. I can't remember what episode this is on. This is a podcast, so it's not going to be named that specific thing, but Comet's gone ahead and found a version of this video. It's a baby version of it, so not something that I would have necessarily chosen up, but it got the gist, it got the audio. I actually went ahead and reprompted this one a couple times, and it shows different videos every time, so I'm not sure exactly which type of video I was looking for, but the cool thing is I was able to find the exact audio clip I was referring to, open it up in a new tab for me. So definitely accomplished what I was looking to do. Comet can also be your ultimate wingman. I'm thinking about what to do with my fiance over her birthday in October, and I remembered that Louvet was playing around that same time. So I'm actually going to ask it to go ahead and take control of my browser, find me tickets for Louvet playing near San Francisco, and to look for 2 tickets. And I want them to be able to go ahead and add them right to my cart so I can go ahead and just finally check out. I don't want to have to go through all the steps. I don't want to go through all the different sites. Putting in things like take control of my browser is actually really important. Otherwise, it'll try to do a lot of stuff on the back end. I do like to take a look at what are the buttons it's actually clicking and see something here in the background. During this instance, I'd probably be looking at my second monitor here and reading my email or working on something else while this is going on. So I can kind of have both these things running at the same time. So you can see here, it's found tickets for Louvet when she's playing here in September. It's gone ahead and added them right to my cart and taken me right to this final section, which makes it really easy for me to just go ahead, log in, and purchase those tickets. I think this is going to be a pretty sweet thing for me and my fiance as we continue to plan dates, and my assistant here can kind of help me out with some of these heavy lifting things that I don't want to do. All right, guys, so those are some of the best workflows I've been able to find for Comet so far. Again, as you can see, Comet was struggling sometimes with some of the more complicated tasks or navigating some websites, but honestly, it's only gotten better the more I've used it. I think there obviously are some shortcomings with Perplexity overall and some privacy concerns around buying and selling ad data. But I do think that overall, Comet's totally changed my workflow, and I'm really excited to see the direction that agentic browsers can take. I think there's only a matter of time before other LLM companies such as OpenAI will be launching theirs. I also have a free invite for the Comet beta to be able to give away. So comment down below if you want a chance to win. I'm going to be choosing one winner, and I'll be able to DM them and give them that invite. Thanks, guys. Let me know in the comments some of the ways that you've been using Comet, and hopefully I'll be able to try them out on my own. See you next time.